This program's on seeing the invisible, and it's really about improving your relationships, the relationship that you have with yourself and the relationship that you have with those around you. So I'm going to share a few lessons that I've learned after working with thousands of people over the years, teaching people how to use the power of their mind to create their life by design. And so I want to share some things that are going to help you today. Your success is being determined by your attitude more than your situations, more than the things that are going on around you. As I've said for many years, it's not what happens, it's the meaning that you give to it that matters more than anything else. And your mind works like a GPS. You type in the destination for where you want to go, and then it starts to take you there a step at a time. The challenge, though, is that most of the time we're not focusing on what we want, we're focusing on what we're afraid of. We're focusing on what we don't want. So the metaphor that I used earlier was that if you want to grow flowers, focus on the flowers, not the weeds. And you do that because there's this part of your brain called the reticular activating system. And the reticular activating system is a part of you that is kind of like, it focuses in and it tries to find whatever you're looking for. And whatever you look for enough, you're going to find it. So be careful what you're looking for. Well, what if we have a belief that tells us that our results are nowhere to be found? Right? What if our next breakthrough is right here, but we have a belief that tells us it isn't? You won't see it, even if it's right in front of you. To find them, I have those letters that I put right on a wall every time I leave my house. It says, "Expect a miracle." Hi. Hey. Expect a miracle, right? Yeah, I know. I've been wondering where you've been. I got to start. So, we're filming, all right? Okay. So I'm glad you're here. No, I'm glad you're here. So again, we want to focus on, because whatever we're looking for, we're going to find. Case in point, what does that say? Or, that's right, okay? Your goals, your opportunities are either nowhere, or now here. There we go. Nowhere or now here. There it is. I don't know if you can tell, but I put that in green because that's the color of money, baby. Okay, is your money nowhere or now here? Your opportunities, nowhere or now here? It's both. It depends on where you put your focus. What about this? What's that say? Impossible. Or? Impossible. Oh, yeah. It depends on where you put your focus. So you're going to say, this is impossible, or you're going to say, I'm possible. And whatever path you go down, that's where you're going to end up. The thing is that I didn't know that when I was a kid. I didn't know that you had a choice. I thought you just dealt with what you dealt with, and that's how it is. I didn't realize that, oh no, you have the ability to choose how you're going to focus, what you're going to say to yourself, how you're going to show up. Are you going to get through the day, or are you going to get from the day? Right? Les Brown said that if you get knocked down, fall on your back. Because if you can see up, you can get up. Right? I love my Les Brown. So we want to make sure that we're focusing on what we want, because otherwise, if we're not paying attention, we're just at the mercy of whatever gets into our head. So let me ask you, when you think about salespeople, what are some words that come to your mind to describe salespeople? Okay, I'm hearing sleazy, aggressive, and awesome. Might be the same person, I don't know. But again, this is the same thing. When you associate salespeople, which we are all salespeople, we're always trying to sell something, even if it's what we're going to have for dinner tonight. Right? We're all selling something. If we think of salespeople as being aggressive, pushy, sleazy, then what happens when it's time for you to lean in to make that sale? You won't do it because you don't want to come across as being pushy or rude. You won't take a stand for someone when they need to do what you are offering because you don't want to come across as being too aggressive. So if you think of salespeople as awesome, fantastic, educated, helpful, useful, this country was built on sales. If you think of it in that way, then you're going to show up every time and you're going to make a difference. What are words that describe customers? Okay, we're going to need some more time today. So, when you start thinking of customers as pushy, buyers are liars, they only care about price, and you start focusing on that, are you going to want to hang out with more customers? No. Now let me remind you, you are customers. So again, when I think of customers, I think of them as friends I haven't met yet. Right? These are people where I'm going to add some value. And if I can't teach them something that they don't know yet, I'm going to just care about them because they're, we float on this planet together, right? We got to have each other's back. And so I think of customers as people who are going to be friendly and nice. And if they're having a bad day, I've had bad days. If I'm having a bad day, I'd rather have someone support me than add to it. So if someone else is having a bad day, then I'm going to try to lift them up because I've learned that when you lift people up, you go up with them. If you push people down, guess what? Yeah. So what we have to do is we have to make sure that we're aware of these beliefs because they will drive your decision-making process at an unconscious level. How do you think of your teammates, the people that are in this room, people around the country? How do you think of them? See, now I've heard that everywhere I go. I was just in Phoenix, and your culture is fantastic, right? And your culture means you are fantastic. And so when you talk about your teammates, it's like, oh, we're awesome, big family, trustworthy, reliable, right? What if you just widen that circle and allowed salespeople and customers to be a part of that family so that you view them in the same way you view each other? It's not you versus them, it's us. Maybe, just maybe, you might find all of a sudden that you have this extra level of compassion, this extra level of empathy, this extra level of care, because that's what you would want to experience if you were a customer. That's what you can begin to share more with those that you serve.